Can you feel it? The fire in your soul, leaping at the chance for love. Can you feel it? Haunting your senses, letting all your feelings go. But I can feel it rushing through my veins. Your love's the only drug I know. But we've been playing the hand now we're devil. We can light it up. I know that we can make it through the night, but I can feel it for you inside. So there won't be no fear tonight.
Yo, what's up, everyone? First and foremost, welcome off. It's Ian. If you are new here, my name is Mark Power. It's Mark Power's Cast. We're normally PUBG. I'm joined by the amazing Phalax, but I brought this guy here because he's the legend at this game. I'm super pumped for this game. I'm super excited. It's brand new. It's in beta. Let's tell everyone about the game, Phalax, because it's quite complex, though, isn't it? It's not an easy game just to kind of get out the box and kind of get yourself under the hood.
I mean, I was watching the Downtown Showdown just this very second. They just finished off the first best of three of the playoffs in NA. And yes, to answer your question, yes, it really is that complex. So much stuff still to be figured out. I think we saw the classes during that game as well, and we're going to see this today as well. Not really having the depth of knowledge that you would kind of expect from an esports that is in the beginning. But that's just due to the fact that you can't. You can't. It's that new. It's that complex. No one really has all the answers yet. And that's why tournaments like this are going to be really interesting to watch at the start of an esports, because so much stuff is still being figured out. And I think the first two games, or the first couple of games that we're going to be casting today here at the Proving Grounds, that's going to ring true as well. So much stuff in terms of builds, in terms of characters that will play together, that's still to be determined on what's really the meta, what's really the strongest. And yes, we've had a couple of patterns here and there between the tournaments that we've seen so far, not only talking about the Downtown Showdown, but just in general here in Deadlock, that I think it's going to get really interesting.
It's definitely a space that a lot of people are talking about. As I said, it's not as easy, but let's talk about some of the easy bits that we can, I suppose, talk about. What's the format? Well, it's a single elimination for those that are not normal with this. Obviously, there's a load of teams now going to sort of bumped over into a bucket. Obviously, in that bucket, they will be pre-drawn, and obviously, as we speak, we are just waiting now. We've just been given a lobby to cast, so we're just waiting for the code to be able to jump into that lobby. So it'll be Team A versus Team B, for example, where they'll go head to head, and if you survive, if you win, you'll be making your way forward. And what are you going for? Well, they're going for the prize pool. There is $500 up for grabs. 300 will be going towards the first, and obviously then we've got 180 in second, and there is $20 for best clip. I have put leaderboard up in chat, so for all my PUBG fans, !Twire, you can put !leaderboard. It's going to take you to that website where you're going to be able to break it down. Obviously, while we wait for this, there's obviously been we're just in the captain's meetings having a listen away. There has been some obviously new operators that have come in, and as a result, some have already been banned, I think, because of the metas. And I think it's what people are talking about, Felix. People are not quite sure exactly how this game's unfolding, what's quite strong, what's kind of the meta to go for. So I actually kind of like these guys already adapting to try and change and balance as best they can. But it's still such a new game. It's so fresh out of the box. You have to get an invite to be able to play.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at this point, I think everyone's kind of got an invite. Someone at some point is going to have an invite, and it's going to invite this entire Steam friends list. So I think at least that is not as big of a problem anymore as it used to be in the very beginning. I remember like 2 months back, having an invite was actually something that was incredibly rare. Almost no one did. I was the first one in my Steam parties, and I have all these pros in my. Yeah, I invited you as well, actually. And I didn't even get the invite from anyone in Europe either. I had someone from NA, an ex-pro as well, tell me, wait a minute, you helped me out this one time years back. You know what, I'll invite you to Deadlock. And it popped up like a minute afterwards. That's how fast these invites used to be as well. But yeah, as you said, so much new stuff to be figured out. And talking about this tournament in particular as well, and I think it's been the same for any tournaments that have just launched. With the new champ, Mirage is a good example of this. He'll be prohibited of using his orb with his own. That's just one of the few changes that we have specifically for this tournament. And yeah, it goes to show you so much stuff still to be ironed out, not only on the game side but also on obviously the players side as well. So keep that in mind. That's going to be one of the changes coming in for today. One of the few changes that you will be kind of prohibited in terms of actual player actions.
This is the big thing. Obviously, 16 players will go against number 6. Obviously, they guys get to pick for those that haven't played the game with. And obviously, we are going to get in a second, guys. We're just waiting for the game lobby to join. Obviously, you start off, you have these lines that you kind of jump on. It kind of will elevate you to sort of the front line. This is kind of where I really enjoyed the game, because you're battle backwards and forwards. Obviously, there's an element of control. There's a lot of strategy. But the speed of this game is quite fast. And one of the big factors that we find teams take advantage of that speed is that if they get their knocks, if they send these guys, or girls, back to that sort of waiting section, that lobby, waiting to get back onto the line, back into the front line, teams can take advantage of that. So we'll expect some aggressive plays. I would be quite surprised or that we're going to see a few stacking up, but also a little bit of a balance, especially for the early game, as these guys kind of get set up for that mid to late game. There are kind of three sections that I find with this game. In fact, you'll be able to go into a lot more detail. There's the early game, which we're going to talk a lot about at the very, very beginning, but it's trying to level yourself up, boost yourself up quite quickly, because you want to have the abilities, which you've already mentioned, to go into that mid to late game as aggressive as you can.
Yeah, I think in the recent 3 weeks, maybe, things have really started to take a turn. I feel like when I first started this, and once again, I was relatively late, I guess you could say. I think I started it like 3 months back. That was already relatively late in comparison to some of these other who already had. I think Vegas already had like 1,000 hours by then, which is nuts to me. But yeah, back then I still felt like when I was queuing in. Doesn't really matter if you are like 10k souls down in the mid game. People just didn't know how to finish properly, and you could still get a kind of a comeback going. Nowadays, though, I think we've seen that in the tournaments as well. If you lose a lane, or if you lose two at that as well, things are steamrolling so very heavily, and people just know by now how you can retake and make the most out of an early advantage in terms of souls. And also in terms of coming back, we've seen this in the recent tournaments as well. I want to say once again, Downtown Showdown, I keep on referring to it, but it's what we've been seeing there as well. I'll take a look through some of these matches. If you're strong in the early game, and it kind of reminds me of all the other MOBAs that we have out there, which is interesting because it's not really only a MOBA, right? But if you have a strong start and you have a strong mid game, you can kind of steamroll your way off of that. Then again, yes, steamroll your way off of that in terms of getting Soul's advantage. So often, some of these very top teams are still able to make a kind of a second, kind of have a strong stand, kind of have like a second chance at it. Because if you win a late game fight, and this is what it ultimately comes down to, which is also coming about predictions for the first two matches, what I don't necessarily expect to happen in these early stages. If you do have a strong stance in the late game, just one fight can be the decision maker between, winning a game or not. And at that point, 20, 30k souls difference is not going to matter that much.
No, you're going to hear us referring to souls. There's a lot of PUBG fans in chat, and for those obviously are new to me, obviously welcome in. We do a lot of PUBG as a support. There's a lot of Russian teams in it, a lot of Russian. Obviously, there is Russian mods that will jump in because we have a massive Russian community in that game as well. Leaderboard, obviously you can type exclamation mark leaderboard into chat. That will bring up to the sort of boom.tv. As I said, this is a prize pool. It's open tournament. So there are no big teams. These are guys and girls that are just playing the game, just like I suppose that we are doing. So format again is single elimination, just to try and answer. And we're on a 60-second delay, FYI guys. So we're only a minute ahead of you. We're going to take a quick break. I'm just waiting for the captains to, have one last check, to sort of send me lobby information. We haven't quite got that at the moment, so we're going to go for a quick break. When we come back though, we're going to be getting off to our bracket number one, be Team A versus Team B. As soon as I know that, I'll let you guys know, and we'll pin it into chat obviously, and then obviously we get everyone here watching. For now, see you guys in a few. We'll be back in a few.
gets the best of me. I can't seem to understand how you do this to me. You've been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see I need love. I need love. I think I need to confess. Saw you in that red dress. I can't seem to understand how you got all that finesse. Still been running in circles inside my head. Wasn't looking for love, but baby, I found you instead. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see I need love. I need love. I didn't know I was a casualty, but when you're gone, can't find no remedy. I need your therapy, therapy, therapy. I need your therapy, therapy, therapy. I didn't know I was a casualty until you stopped my heart and you made me see I need love. I need love. I need love.
You got me burning up.
You got me burning up. You take me harder. You take.
You got me burning up.
You take me harder.
You got me burning up.
You got me burning up.
You got me burning up. You got me burning up. You got me burning up.
You got me burning up. You take me harder. You
You got me burning up.
take me harder.
Photo of you in my mind, on the table under lights. There's no one here but you and I. This neon town is yours and mine. And I said, hey, Carissa. Stayed up through the days and night, lay and we watched the world get light. Hey, Carissa. Sunlight, freedom in your eyes. Please don't leave now. Photo of you in my mind, on the table under lights. There's no one here but you and I. This neon town is yours and mine. And I said, hey, Carissa. Stayed up through the days and night, lay and we watched the world get light. Hey, Carissa. Sunlight, freedom in your eyes. Please don't leave now.
You're a vision. One look and my jaw just dropped. Can't catch my breath. The sand in the hourglass has stopped. You light up my world in ways I can't explain. Your electricity's running through my veins. Oh, baby, I can't help it. I've never felt like this. Only you can do what you do. Only you give me that deja vu. Are you only passing through, or are you gonna love me? Are you only passing through, or are you gonna love me?
feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space to find my voice, to see you. And I'll go. Lift my feet off the ground, let gravity take me up. As beautiful as it's been, it's time for me to go. I wanna sail away, I wanna feel the weightlessness of my soul. I've gotta go all the way to eternity. I will run all the way to see you. I've gotta go all the way through time and space to find my voice, to see you. And I'll go. And I'll go.
like poison. You know you make me reckless. I'll run, but you are friction. Your touch feels like heaven. You make me hate all my sins. You are my religion. My religion. I have a million reasons to leave you, but I have a billion reasons to keep you. I have a million reasons to leave you, but I have a billion reasons to keep you.
Your vacant thoughts peering into the soft light. This unfamiliar glare, it blocks me out, I'm blinded. These spiders my efforts to keep you satisfied. I seem to be losing you, it's not worth the fight. So I speak up, I scream into the void. I reach for a hand to guide me through the shifting
turned 18. Saw your whole life in front of me, and in the one day I miss cleaning up the cold tea. Now I'm sitting there singing broken heart, broken heart. Helplessly I'm praying, blaming God. Ooh, she told me don't worry, we've been apart before. The words of heaven will be waiting for you once more. She told me don't worry, told me don't worry now, told me don't worry, told me don't, told me don't. She said we soon made three, doctors and friends and family. When it was time to leave, there was only one, and it was me. Got so good at working next to you, next to you. Couldn't bear the thought of something new. Ooh, she told me don't worry, we've been apart before. The words of heaven will be waiting for you once more. She told me don't worry, told me don't worry now, told me don't worry, told me don't, told me don't. I've been feeling just a little bit low. Got to get back to the show and we'll fly. You don't have to feel like you're on your own. No one should have to dance alone, not tonight. You and me, we're gonna write a little history. You and me, just show me love and then you'll see. Memories that we make, they are never gonna fade for a lifetime. We don't give no shit if you wanna hide on reason to be hard to find. 'Cause we've already lost our mind. You and me, we're gonna write a little history. You and me, just show me love and then you'll see. Memories that we make, they are never gonna fade for a lifetime. We don't give no shade if you wanna hide away. We just out here trying to play. Second drills up in the memory bank. I run away with you to see some light. When ashes dropping down, we step aside. I run away with you to see some light. When ashes dropping down, we step aside. Smoke is scanning to the sky. You can't believe your senses. You think you've seen it all until you open your eyes. I never wanna be alone. This place is cursed. I want you to never leave my side. I run away with you to see some light. When ashes dropping down, we step aside. We dream of feeling something. I want you. I know we both escape to lose the ground. The world we used to know is burning down. We're always strong enough to build our own. We've been running for ages to search some light. I want you. I know we both escape to lose the ground. We've been running for ages to search some light. We can feel every day after running for nights. We feel so alive. I run away with you to see some light. When ashes dropping down, we step aside. I run away with you to see some light. When ashes dropping down, to build our own.
Gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's all live tonight. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's all live tonight. Let's lose our mind. We gon' make you move from side to side. We gon' make you lose all inside your mind. Oh, we gon' get you through this just for one more high. So baby, let's all live tonight. We gon' make you move. We gon' make you move. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. We've all been here before. Hand out, she holds. It's feeling like we've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before.
Yo, we're back. How's everyone doing? First and foremost, we are in. Apologies for the delay. Obviously, it did take a while for us to get in. As the guys were receiving. It's the first time. It's the first time. Now, I'm going to say apologies. Felix is going to cover a bit of my... I'm going to try and figure out what the commands are and how we get around. As you kind of take everyone through early game. What is laning? What does it mean to everyone?
Well, as I said before, kind of the most important stage you want to feel like in terms of setting your team up for pretty much anything that comes afterwards. Having an early game that is going to, especially in the couple of lanes that we have two players at, having an early game that's going to be safe, that is going to give you lots of souls, it's going to be very detrimental in terms of making it happen in mid-game. We just saw that in the downtown tournament as well. I keep on referencing it, but that's exactly what we saw happening. 50 to 60k souls difference in the early game is going to snowball so massively. So yeah, all these teams are going to make sure not to lose any players too early. And as we see here right now, lots of very passive laning. No one's really trying to get anything in there too early. What's interesting though is both these lanes that we saw earlier being kind of randomized in terms of double lanes have now been switched to the middle, and that's I think what we're going to see going more forward here for the next couple of years actually as well.
Yeah, it's so key getting the early game, getting the foundations. I think set up for me, especially for us. I'm a lot newer to the game compared to Felix. You invited me in. I must admit, I've really enjoyed it. It's not an easy game to get your head round. As I said before, like opening up and getting going. You gotta put a little bit of hard yards into it. You've got to get through these sort of characters and learn what the abilities are, because the abilities really do take effect. There's an element in the early game, especially with laning, but definitely at mid game, where if you see these guys stack up, they get those souls. Makes a big difference. And don't forget, it's a single elimination, so you don't want to be losing out early to these teams. So picking up these early souls. Let's see what these guys are doing.
Yeah, it's going to be all about making sure you get more souls in the opponent team. It's really just that simple. And we saw that plenty of times as well, right? If you do have the advantage early on, it's going to give you so much more breathing room in terms of playmaking ability. Imagine you have, I want to say 500, 600 souls even, above your opposing lane. It's going to give you all the opportunity and all the potential to kind of roam around different lanes. So the first pickup being taken by Vindicta. That's a great first engagement. That's something we see very rarely. That forward kind of flying around ability is going to be used to actually get an engage as well. Usually it's kind of essentially it's the only disengaging ability from Vindicta as well. So that's usually what it's used for, keep it in reserve in teams in case you do need to disengage. This time around though, it's been used in engagement. It worked out perfectly well. I think she kind of hit the tether of the back of that flying engage as well, which is going to secure them the first frag. And this is exactly what I've been talking about. Getting that first entry on a lane.
Yeah. Yes,
it's not going to give you that many souls, it's not going to make that much difference in terms of absolute numbers, but it's going to snowball.
I think that's it. It's what I love about this game. It's the momentum. You talk about snowball, it's that momentum you can drive, you can build up. Obviously, team now going back to an answer. Trying to stop these lanes sort of reaching open and these teams sort of move back. So you see it do back away slightly. Flash spin comes through, but not taking full effect. I'm going to disengage.
Couple of more shots being taken towards Moncro. As we have Paradox here being played by Crayon. One of the few champions that we have seen now in almost every tournament, I want to say. Moncro, he has to be careful of not being too aggressive. The 3k mark, which is when everyone kind of gets their ultimate, is relatively close by, and he's on a solo lane. So I think that's what Paradox at this point is waiting for. He's bought the healing right though, which is going to give them the opportunity to kind of heal back up. Very important if you have the feeling that you're kind of losing the lane at the moment, and it's kind of the strategy that lots of these players are going for at this point. Healing right, giving you the ability to heal up once a minute. I think it's a minute 15 actually.
Yeah.
So if you have been damaged, no problem. 500 souls, able to pick up that item, and you can get right back into the fight, especially Paradox. I said that if he's going to be able to switch him out as soon as he gets to 3Ks, he gets taken down really low. Let's be careful. Surely he's going to be taken down now. But he hits the burrow. He's going to stay alive for a couple of more seconds. He tries to hit the... I should have hit the melee, but no, surely not. He's going to win this, and no, he doesn't. Crane is going to be able to pick him up, and he trades things out as well. I think it's a 1-1 trade down the early game between these two teams.
Yep, a couple of early deaths. It's control. Like the one-on-one battle that's going to open up that potential lane one for the team to make the push down. A lot more action in the middle packs at the moment. A little bit backwards and forwards. Souls, not too much of a distance. 17k versus 18k. So it's a pretty balanced, but yeah, a death either side of these teams. Huge impacts. These guys Just trying to figure out exactly the sort of next plan of attack is going to be.
It's a good lane for him either way already. Because as I said, I think the good thing about Paradox is that if you have the advantage, you're essentially never going to be safe as an opponent. Using that ultimate, you can always switch your enemy away from the tower, which is essentially like the only real safe zone you have in a round like this. So what he has to do, and that's what he's doing right now, right? Stay aggressive, make sure Paradox never really has the advantage on you. And works out beautifully so far. That's kind of the advantage that Mercurial has just in general, being like that really tanky character, especially with healing right as well now at the back of it. Might be able to have a little bit more survivability, but I have to take a look and see how long that is really going to last. You can see the healing right being purchased here on Infernus as well. It's just, it's kind of meta right now. You use the lane, you just buy healing right, and you're good to go. Oh, there it is.
Has to use it well. Come through, but unfortunately for him, he is going to fall. There's another claim, another death, unfortunately, to the team. Mercurial does tank quite a bit, but it's over now. He's going to fall in that lane 1. It's going to allow him to kind of restock. They do hit their shots. That's the team's a bit more of an intense battle in the middle as I get to test this out. So I've got free cam, Alex. I don't know how good it is. It's pretty fast. If I'm honest with you, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to capture. So I might stay a little bit of FPP mode, should we say?
It's a learning experience, I guess.
100%.
Even the top tournaments out there have got fair share of production issues, which is known with a game like this. We're going to learn it. We're all going to figure it out. But yeah, we saw the paradoxical swap coming in. It's kind of the... I don't want to say the only reason, but it's kind of like the main reason on why Paradox is so incredibly strong right now, and he's really kind of, implemented himself in that meta that we have going on. Because if you hit that paradoxical swap in the late game, you essentially get a free frag. There's nothing the opponent can really do about it. There's no item to deny anything. Maybe if you're lucky, you can get a thermal shift half in time, but apart from that, I don't even think that is possible before you go down. Because I think while you're being swapped, you can take damage, but you're not going to be able to take any items or use any items. So it's actually the paradoxical swap, one of the biggest abilities in late game. It's not going to be that important if you don't get it off before a team fight starts. But if you do, once again, it's going to reward you with a frag almost instantaneously if you have your team somewhere around you. So really strong ability and can change things in the late game quite heavily.
Why did you not show the team names somewhere? Because we didn't know what the team names are. And then the team names at the top in the UI doesn't allow us to change. First time, L. So we will get back to things, obviously, next time we cast it. Definitely a learning curve for us, first time being here. Who are we casting? That's a big question here. We've got Roses and Guns, which are on that right-hand side, that blue lane, I believe. And then we also have IC757 on that left-hand side, so the yellow team pushing in. So, again, it's a bit more of a learning curve from us, especially from observing-wise, and more importantly, what the UI can do, etc. So, yes, it hasn't got the team names in here. Is it easy to add in? Yeah, super easy. We didn't know it was going to happen.
Yeah, took some time. They have the to play around here. Up to 128. As we see Invicta picking up another one. She's going to be denied the ultimate finisher, which is unfortunately, depending on how far she's skilled out already, is going to deny her that extra soul. But
second one.
Yeah, it's going to be able to get that second one as well. That's not an ultimate finisher either, but it doesn't really matter, to be honest. She's already on 6k. That's quite nice for Invicta. It's one of the worst things that can happen, having a feated Invicta or a feated Haze inside your game. Maybe even worse than a feated Wrath, to be honest.
Definitely worth explaining for some of the people that might have not played this game yet or are still learning. Ultimate finishes, obviously, to the meaning, obviously, in the souls that they're picking up. Alex, it's definitely worth just giving, I suppose, the guys and girls a bit more information around why is it so critical. They can pick up the ultimate.
Wow. Okay, she still doesn't hit the assassinate finish on Abrams, who just did a really, I gotta say, I was really confused by that. A really aggressive push towards that tower. And it was really low indeed, but then again, she can almost immediately just hit flight and be out of there. And Abrams really doesn't have a way to stop that. So Abrams, kind of with a misplay there in the middle. It's going to allow Vindicta to pick up another one. And yes, be reminded. So the good thing about Vindicta is if you hit that last finish with her ultimate, it's going to give her extra souls as opposed to all the other abilities that we have in game.
Yeah,
that's going to make it extra worthwhile for Vindicta to hit that last hit.
That's slam. Pull back at the moment. Pressure still coming in. To take the opportunity now to heal. More deaths. That's coming through. No real pressure. Lane is still happening. We'll go again. That mid pack now. Guys are going to try and take down this sort of next stage to this. Have to wait and see. What is this, Mark? This is Chaos. This is Deadlock. It's a brand new game. It's, well, I say brand new. It's been out for a little while now, but it's still technically beta or alpha. So you need an invite to game. Super aggressive, super fun, really, really technical game. As I said, I've played a handful of characters. I'm kind of one of these gamers that sort of like maybe dedicate themselves to one, maybe two, to just try and learn and then move on each time. I know you've had more times. You've been able to get around more of them at the moment and pick up some of the abilities. Like, who's kind of the go-to, especially someone that might be new getting into this?
You're talking about champions in particular?
Yep.
Oh, honestly, I think this is the great thing about Deadlock right now. Yes, we do have a meta in terms of which characters are already played, but it's changing every single patch. And I think Valve's doing a great job in terms of balancing all the champions. And that means you might have a patch in which Haze is just incredibly strong. Next patch over, she's going to get nerfed and you'll be kind of forced to just play around with different ones. As we see in the being picking up another one. This is the kind of assassinate finish that I was talking about. This is going to give them massive amounts of souls. She's in 10k already at this point. With a 51k to 41k difference, it's not too much to say that the early game so far has been amazing for Widow and his squad. But yeah, coming back to your point, I think there's so many different options. And honestly, play what you have the most fun with.
Here's me. Must admit, I do like these champions. Push more coming through. Oh, he's down, so let's get picked apart. He's a bit hectic. This first lane, really under pressure. They have stacked up. Double kill assist though. Comes through and 2 are down, slight advantage. Too much though for the team to really capitalise, but they're going to take up some of this lane a little bit more and I suppose provide the pressure a little bit more because guys are going to have to react to this. It's 3 now 4.
Good pressure coming in from Calvin. He's probably got the most survivability on that team. He's going to support them massively as Infernus picks up his second one in a row. And that's a little bit of a comeback coming in for Team Blue here. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. We saw how big the snowball effect can be. At this point, it is more than 14k souls difference already. And we do have just one Guardian left, I believe, on that blue side. Actually, no, I don't think there's any Guardian left anymore.
No.
So that should be the flag spot already going the way of the yellow team as well.
There's one. The second lane. On the
That's probably the reason why we see so many players right now being focused on towards that. We're going to get that flag spot. More ultimates coming in now. As Haze is going to try and take down Lash as well. He should have his ultimate anymore. That's probably why she's going for the engage as well. But she has to hit that knife. Otherwise, she's going to be done and dusted. And that's the pickup that we see going on right now. This is a massive comeback right now. Yeah, this is a massive comeback. There's lots of... So G7 comes in with his ultimate as well. But I don't think Calvin is going to be too bothered by it. Hits the stream. And 7 gets taken down as a result of that. Unfortunately, he's just down to 9k. So that damage is just not big enough right now to really hold out that push.
It is not. It is not. They are starting to get their way back towards his second lane. The pressure store being applied. I do like the stack up. It feels like a huge control. Look at that 69k. Nearly taking that lead. We're getting to that point now. Just away from potential 10k. There's kind of come to that point that it might be a GG's. It'll be very difficult for this team to come back after that. But that's control at the moment. To wait and see what they can do to maybe stop this push, this pressure. It is a mountain at the moment.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I said it before. We saw that drop-down showdown as well. A 10k difference in the early game is going to make it so incredibly tough for you to kind of make a comeback going. You kind of have to essentially figure out who's really the player that makes the most moves right now, who's really like the carry in the opposing team, and try to take him down 2-3 times, catch him off guard, to really make the comeback happen. And this time, I don't see that happening, especially since the difference is almost down to 20k now as well. Sure, they're making a couple of grand at times, to close out that distance, but is it enough? I don't think so just yet. We're going to have to wait and see. But as I said, I think it's all down to catching some of these carry players off guard. So far, that's the worst thing about this. No one's really been shining on through. Everyone is really consistent on that team, and that makes it all the more, I think all the more, I guess we could say hectic as well for them to figure out who should we really focus on. And I got to give credit to the yellow team here as well. They're not really letting anyone be caught off guard so far.
No, they are pretty consistent across the board. This is souls gained as well. Blue team is a little bit slacking, but big kills. Target's had more on the board, so starting to fall back slightly, but we're creeping to that 10k mark at the moment. They've not quite reached at the moment. As I am now starting to learn the observer button, so it should be a little bit smoother now and out. I don't think I'll hit free cam. It's, a few more times. It's still maybe a lesson. Master, how you doing? You're the best PUBG casters here. Mate, you know you've been playing this game. It's sick. And we're picking up. We can in the jungle, but for now, again, push back teams. Still coming through. Lane 1 seems to be the issue now for you guys. Everyone seems to be stacking down this side.
Yeah, you can see as soon as you kind of have an advantage on one side, you kind of just want to focus on the main objectives, and that's what I do believe IC's team is doing as well. Try to get these walkers down, try to go for the next flank spot, and especially defend your walkers, right? It's kind of a two-way street. You want to grab your own objectives, but you also kind of want to deny the opponent team your own ones, and that's what they're doing right now. Having heavy focus on lane 2 and 1 is going to allow you to kind of deny that one Guardian that's still missing, or at least 2 Guardians that are still missing for Guns N' Roses. And that's another clean pickup being taken. Good engage is going to probably secure them a walk off the back of that as well. They're trying to push in lane to get that walk, and I think it's only Ivy there to defend it as well.
It is only Ivy. The adjacent sides, push this store going forward. Let's see how the guys try and answer this, but they're down. They'll try as many souls as they can. They have cleared quite a bit, but it's not enough at the moment. So now we hit that 10k mark. It's going to be fortunate enough for this team. They've got to stop the bleed. Roses and Guns need to stop this push now. It is just a little bit of annihilation. I feel like these guys have got the momentum build up, Felix. They're looking to try and maybe end this game. It is a single elimination, so it will be a one and done for the team. I see. Can close this one out. Getting to that mid-game. Looking to get the close done.
Yeah. Not unreasonable for them to kind of go for a close right now. At least get these couple of walkers. I think at that point, it would almost be a GG already, but for the time being, heavy pressure on that left lane. That's kind of going to be denied by 4 players stacked on top of it. And there's the next engage. Maybe the Burrow can be able to secure them. Maybe 2 frags.
He thought about it. He thought about it.
But yeah, he thought about it. He kind of got pushed back now. You can see Inferno's kind of trying to use that open space on the right side now to push in these waves as well. I think that's why they're hesitating as well. They know they've got potentially 6 players in front of them. Little do they know Hayes is on the first lane on the left-hand side. But apart from that, it's still a 5v5. And yes, the advantage is obviously there with the shows being heavily in their favor, but it's just not enough right now to really kind of give them the opportunity to get a couple of frags for them. So I can understand their hesitation to kind of engage that and you know, potentially even deny that walker.
Yeah, I love Man Krill. Tank quite a bit. Kelvin at the moment, shoots on the ice, going all the way around. Tanking those shots at the moment. In flight, pick as much as they can. I do like how these teams are adapting pretty quickly. They are changing the lanes, but again, they come back to focus. That is mostly them trying to get rid of these walkers, trying to get rid of final stances. The pressure has already mounted. 23k. Insane, Felix. They are starting to run the field. That momentum, as I said, has been built. It's just a case of maybe making sure they've got those abilities on and maybe going to sort of this mid to late game.
This is a massive comeback now coming in from Roses and Guns now. They not only have secured the Guardian on the left-hand side, but also on the second lane as well, which is massive for them. It's going to secure them another flag spot, and that's while being down essentially 15k shots. So that's going to equalize things for now. I think they've brought back momentum, as you've said. And I got to give credit to Hayes especially, realizing that, yes, they've got 4, maybe 5 players on the left-hand side, but I'm still going to be able to take down that tower. That's massive in its own right. There goes Lash. He's kind of fed at this point with 14k, but he also knows that in a 1v1 with 7, he should have the advantage just based off of abilities. But I'm still surprised how much damage he does. But yes, be careful, not being baited in too deep. And I think that's exactly what happened. The paradoxical swap almost came in as well. But the team has that to secure his bag, at least for the time being. No frags whatsoever right now in minute 19. But I think it's only a matter of time. Both these teams are engaging. There comes Abrams with the engage. I think Lash somewhere above them right now. He gets caught off guard. What is that coming in from Rosemary? Being out of position, unfortunately. His team just behind him, but just not there in time at the same time. So unfortunately for him, they will lose that first play. I think that engage now with only DPS being left alive should go heavily in favor of Icy.
Yeah. Has come up. We might see a play for there, but pressure coming. 1 is down, 2's down, so correct that. But definitely got caught out of play there. He's run around the corner. Didn't expect to see as many for Icy. He had to punch. The team now going to retract back slightly. I look for that midsection and maybe make it again a re-stand. But two players too long before they get back on towards this background.
Good engage from Lash. Gotta give credit to him, as they will head back to a 20k souls difference. And they just cannot seem to catch up, unfortunately. Guns N' Roses just being on the back foot in this game throughout the entirety. Monkrell, first time he's really being forced into base, but surely not going to matter much either. Lanes have all been pushed in, and as you said as well, mid balls now heavily in favor to be taken by Icy and his squad. I think they're just waiting for the first couple of pickups, and then they're surely going to do it. Try to grab a shrine after that. I think it's got to be the game plan for them going into this next phase as we have arrived in mid-game. That's for sure. No read advantage that I can see of right now for Guns N' Roses, as the souls are dwindling down. 96k for 116. Vegas even think they're still being one of the top soul bearers for that team. That's never an easy option to play against as well. As we said, she's got lots of disengage. And that assassinatability in its own right, if you have the damage to back it off, is something on late game. It's really going to hurt them a lot.
Yep. Assassination has been 23k now. I feel like I think they are lurking for that mid game, aren't they? I think they're going to wait for players to go down. Maybe take advantage. And then maybe take that mid boss. Or playing in. Can't see him. It feels like they're positioning for that mid game. Shot come through. Damage being dealt. Fair enough. And the reposition. Look how quickly they're reacting here on the map. They're going to apply the pressure. I don't care about the additional lanes. They just want to stack up and get these knocks on, but they've received damage themselves. So be cautious now. They do continue to push their way forward. Great shot down. Going to cause damage. Guys, nice reaction.
Yeah, Brums unfortunately just hasn't got the shots, hasn't got the items to really back off that push. Would have been a great engage, but you can see even Visca's on 18k, which is one of the least souls that anyone has on that team with that P90 build, I believe it is. Playing with that Swift item, is still able to put out so much damage. You can see even Wraith being caught off guard here. No chance of defending that Walker whatsoever. That's the second player that's being caught off guard. And yes, I don't think there's a paradoxical swap on that team either to kind of bait them into the tower. So it's going to be really tough defending that 6-on-5 here, as Infernus is now chiming in as well. He's got 27k. He's feeded out of his mind. That should be another great engage coming in from Icy and his team.
Yeah, look at it. 3 down now. So they might take advantage. Gonna get the push. That's gonna obviously work their way back. Do they go for the mid now? I think that's the call. They've got the numbers. They have control. Just reposition now. But yeah, they're gonna take that mid boss on. This could play for them. They're taking advantage. Obviously down players. They're up the souls from 41k to 107. That is a huge, huge lead. This is why we're seeing taking advantage of the mid boss now.
About it, and that difference has now been pushed up to almost 40k goals. Not really, not a single player actually there to kind of defend that either. No. It's just not happening, and that's kind of what I was thinking about as well. They're surely going to try to get that one player now, maybe even 2 players now, and then go for the mid boss to potentially secure a shrine off the back of that, and that's got to be the game plan for them in the next couple of minutes. Once again, I'm worried. I'm worried. There's only one player that can really have a say in this one, which is 7 for Guns N' Roses on their side. He's the only player that's kind of caught up to any of the other players, but for him to get isolated fights and for him to really have a say in some of these team fights, it's going to rely on just a great usage of his ultimate, right? That ultimate can change fights, especially if it comes to defending base. He opens up that ultimate above a patron. Yeah. And in his own base, I've seen that happen multiple times. That can be a game changer. But I think that difference in souls might just be too much for him to handle.
But the thing is, they're on the back legs now, right? You can't see them. They're not pushing out too much, not laning as much. I think the full control now is a defensive play. They might try and hold the push that is coming. Wait, obviously, for that mid boss just to kind of burn off at the moment. There are a few more souls, but you can tell they are waiting. They're poised for this attack that's going to be hitting the home base.
It's going to happen anytime soon. Trying to push in the lanes even further. Interestingly enough, no Marie on that second lane. On Krill. As well as Viscas, I think, kind of making their way towards us. And that could be the engage that maybe Icy and his squad have been waiting for. It would be a 6v3 up on that top lane, but I think they're kind of scared of going in right now, which is weird because they should have the information on Morn Krill. as well as Viscous have been spotted over towards that second lane just a minute ago. So they should know that this shouldn't be a full team on that right-hand side of the map. But then again, I think they're scared at this point. The damage might just be too big, even on his 6v3, to kind of take them down fast before the cavalry arrives, as we have more frags now being taken. This is a good pickup. This is what they need. 7 of the back of that. I think Wraith ultimate getting an entry, but he has to be careful. He cannot go down. He opens up his ultimate, but I don't think it's going to be enough. He's got lots of spirit steel, but he's being pulled back into the enemies by Lash, and that's just no way of really disengaging. That 7 going down. That's the main carry for Izzy and his squad, taken out of the equation.
Yeah, it was a great pullback from them. They really isolated him. They saw he was going to pop it. He was waiting, poised. They had the number down, didn't they? Therefore, we can take it. We can maybe apply the pressure, get another knock here, then push our way back out. But that grab pulled him right into danger and allow him really to get back out. Now the time's on the clock to down for the team now as the full defense going to happen. But I feel like Icy is just applying the pressure. I think they need one more down and out, and then they can make the final push in.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be so incredibly tough. I don't think there's going to be a way for them. I've said that a million times before, and I've been wrong before as well. What a beautiful death slam that we've seen just there from Lash, and there's more players now being taken down. The base is surrounded. Next Shrine is going to go down any second now. And it's only really 7, as I've said before. It's only really 7 that has the same this one. I mean, Haze is down to 17k. Yes, she's got a great ultimate to kind of defend the base as well, but off the back of what ultimate? Yeah. Right, because Haze in and of itself is kind of the weak champion. It's kind of that, you know, ultimates working together where Haze really shines. She needs to have space to let her do her thing with Bullet Rain. And if that doesn't happen, I don't think she in and of itself, especially with 17k, is going to be any valuable in that late stage that we have right now. Patron is going to fall down. It's in its weekend state, and that means it's all down to essentially 4 players right now. Make that 6 in about 4 seconds to defend it. But I don't think, as I said, I don't think there's anything they can do about this. 50k difference, Mark.
Yeah, it's a huge difference as the Patron has transformed in the weekend state. Might have disengaged at the moment. I think they're poised, they're waiting for their final attack. But the big question really, Felix, Rose and Guns, is there anything they can do? What is the last attempt here? Because at the moment, if they remain, if they stay on a defensive, they've got to get the numbers up before making the push. Are they going to get it? It's very difficult to say. 176k to 130, you're kind of down and out now. They're on the back burner, they're on the back foot. Is it a last-ditched attempt for them to try and make something out of this game?
I love how disciplined they're playing this. They could just group up, get in there, and essentially end it. And I'm surprised they didn't. But instead, they will go back, they will clear out every single lane, every single jungle item that they can, especially these machines. The Sinner's Sacrifice are really strong in the late game because they scale up really nicely. You essentially get 500 to 800 depending on the machine. In the later stages of this game. I don't think quite yet. I think it's too early. It's minute 27, but depending on where you are in the game, they might be stronger than even clearing an entire lane. So I like what they're doing. Make it extra safe. Get all the items you need for a definite finisher. I think especially having a Calvin in your team is going to make that really easy because you go in there, you pop your ultimate, you're going to have enough time to kind of finish that on your own, depending on how thick you are. And him on 27k as opposed to the rest of the enemy team is going to have exactly that opportunity. So I like what they're doing, playing it extra dedicated. Question now is, can they get their last fight as professional and as dedicated and as structured as they've just had their game plan revealed to us as well. And that's going to be the main focus. There we have it, 7. TK, as we said, he's going to be the one that maybe can do something. That's the first one going down.
Yeah, I was about to say, they've got to capitalise up. The numbers, there's 2. I feel like this is a done and dusted show. At this point, Felix, here comes the bigger push now. See what they can do. See 7 can do anything now. Try and claw it back. Damage disarmed. Work his way back in towards home base, but numbers down. It's a lot of time on the clock. I feel like this might be the final push.
It definitely is. Abrams tries to get something done with his ultimate, but that slam doesn't work either. And now the finish comes on through. They know they've got 4 players eliminated, 7 with a last storm, with a last-ditch attempt of making anything work. But no, it doesn't. And that Patron is going to go down no matter what. And that's a clean finish. Not even 200k souls needed. Not a half an hour that's needed for them to finish off that game. And as the GGs in the chat, what a dominant performance, I gotta say, in that first round.
Insane game. Good game, early game. It's actually arguably quite an aggressive game as well. Great laning from the offset though, but it looked like the boys from IC really controlled it down. Obviously, once they had the capabilities to try and close it, loved the lane control that they had. I like the discipline they had as well. They knew, especially in that mid boss, they were like, hey, Alex, we need to disengage at this point. We need to break our way back. Let's get the mid boss. Let's clear everything we can before making that final push. Definitely a team so far that felt a disciplined approach, I suppose, to this round number 1.
Yeah, I think that they could have finished it even earlier. I think they knew that as well, but just goes to show these guys are dialed in. These guys are practicing. I think we found a pretty good team in that very first round of the qualifier, because I think many other teams, I want to say almost exclusively any other team, would have definitely gone for the finisher. They instead, they fall back, they let the waves push out, they make sure they secure every single jungle item they can to make that difference and shows even bigger, and they kind of try to get every single item they can in order to safely secure that last push and that last team fight, and that's what they did. Make it up to 100k, 180k, 190k, excuse me, and then go for their last initial team fight, and that's what they did. So kudos to them. A really structured, really disciplined approach from them going into the late game.
Yeah, it felt controlled. It felt disciplined. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll figure out if we're jumping into another lobby or if we're stopping there. For now, we'll catch you guys in a few.
Go on myself. I'm cold steel stainless. My glass half full. Always said don't suffer no fools. Serpents, they
Oh, welcome back, everyone. I'm Up Pal. This is the amazing Phalanx. Yes, some people might know us in stream as PUBG casters, host, analyst. But we are much lovers of Deadlock as the game. Now, we just had round number 1. We are getting ready for round number 2 at the moment. But it's definitely worth noting. I said such a good game, Phalanx, on game 1. Great level of control, pressure when pressure was needed, backed off when backed off. But the biggest thing for me is they've already had a game to round up. The team we're now coming across, which I think is Tacho, figure out in a second, they got a bye round number 1. So this is technically their first game. Hopefully they've been watching. If not, they might find themselves up against a very, very strong competitor.
Yeah, I gotta say, I was possibly surprised by the level of play we saw here. First round of qualification, and at the same time, I'm a little bit worried now. As you said as well, I'm a little bit worried, not only by the, obviously, experience that we've just seen from these guys, but also they're played in. They're ready. They know what they're getting themselves into. And it's got to feel good having a game like that in the first round of qualification as well. A dominant is how you want to start into these tournaments. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if we would see another great showing coming out from that team.
No, and they've had the advantage of warming up, should we say. Let me see. 1 second. While we're just on this, I'm just going to move that down just a little tad. It's in the middle. I don't know if it's relevant. I can turn it off, but we're going to put it there because we can have the team names in the middle. I might flash it off, but we'll keep it there at the moment. But yeah, there's our 2 teams. Obviously, the first initial push coming through, and we all see the lane in as yet again. Early game for those that are new to this one. Get your position up. Get these souls. This is why you're seeing them taking down these little gremlins. What's the official term for them, Felix? You know what they're called.
The creeps.
The creeps. Sounds like.
Are you talking about the creeps?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that's just the name that everyone gives them. I don't think that's an official name for them, is
We'll
there?
take the official name.
That'll be a good question.
We'll take the official name. So yeah, clear out the creeps, grab your souls, look at the souls underneath the players' names at the top there, the top of the banner. And obviously, when enough souls, you get to the shop, you can buy abilities, and you'll be happy from there. That's when you kind of start stacking. That's when you start seeing these guys get ready for that mid game.
Absolutely. All about denying. We saw Vindicta in play just last game.
Oh, yeah.
And we saw how important she was after that initial first early game. We saw a couple of frags being picked up by here. If that happens again, once more, I'd be worried as an opposing team. I'd be worried. So far, seems to be quite structured, quite slow, quite relaxed for all of them. A little bit worried for Mo and Krill here, but it seems to have healing right. Already being purchased. I'm saying that, but I see him. He's not even above 500 resource right now. Has he gone back already, or has he been taken down? There's no way he should be below 500 joules. Now he's finally crossed that mark. First initial stage is definitely gone the way of Icy and his team.
Yeah, a few of them actually a little bit behind when it comes down to the subs at the moment. Engagement. See a little bit of hit backs and forwards. You kind of see these guys dancing the dance. Is that
Wow.
is Phalanx Dutch? Good question. No.
Is Phalanx Dutch? That is interesting, because I've heard that a million times before. And I've no idea why. I genuinely have no idea why. Is my accent just like that? Usually they keep on telling me that I sound Dutch when I speak German. So that's even weirder. Anyways, yeah, first initial stage is definitely going that way. We have a 9k to 5k difference. That is something that I've almost never seen after 2.5 minutes. And at this point, I'm already a little bit more than just worried.
Little bit.
The team on the right-hand side, which is so Icy's on the left-hand side, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, Icy's on the left. Icy is our yellow team. And then the blue team is our new team. Which is Tacho. I can't alt and tab, because if I alt and tab, you're going to lose game time. That's when you. I figured that piece out. So I can't do much. Actually, do you know what? I can do it because I've got a touchscreen PC next to me, Felix. So I can quickly do that. I can quickly do that. So that tells
The future is now.
There you go. There's our team name.
So yeah, Icy on the left-hand side. Now, I mean, I said that just based off of the performance that we saw last game, how structured and disciplined they are in terms of macro game alone. I'd be really worried for anyone crossing that path in the first round of qualification, and that's once again exactly what we've seen. First Guardian being secured on the right-hand side. I think the middle Guardians are really low as well, and that should be another frag being picked up by Mo and Krill. Warden going down, and Warden right now after 3.5 minutes is on 880 shots. Mark, I don't want to spoil things for you, but they're not going to win this game. I don't want to say it, but I got you. That this is disastrous right now. This is more than just disastrous. This is stumping.
I get to press the B button. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what certain things do. So just bear with me 1 second, because that sound is going to go. I need to quickly do this. I need to go to our chat because I saved it. It's that part. That's the part I want to see what happens. All right, cool. Sound back on. Yeah. This is a very very aggressive early game. Oh, I can mess around with the map. Look at that. 1, 2, 3. That's right. Yeah, it's very aggressive laning. That's what I'm gonna say. Early game, super aggressive already. We've seen multiple downs already. As these teams, well, maybe the warm-up game, maybe it was enough to get this, I suppose, the dust off, should we say? It's looking a bit of annihilation at the moment as the next Guardian is about to fall.
That's more than just the dust that justifies this performance. I think that's just them being in really great shape and performing the way they should be with how experienced they are, because they have to be for a performance like this. This is, once again, more than just disastrous. That Stomp is going to come in. It's going to deny things, at least for just a tiny bit, but there's just no chance. They're winning every single duel, 28k to 11k. And even Bebop goes down once more, as he's still in 1.8k. Let me remind you, 5 minutes in, Warden is on 1.2k. I think he's died 4 or 5 times already. There is no way to get back into this game. I'm just going to put it mildly. There shouldn't be a way to get back into this game. Even Wraith is on 5k already, or 5.5 minutes. That is disastrous. You do not want to have a Wraith fed like this. She's got her ultimate back up in 23 seconds as well. That Shorty's going to secure them another frag inside this lane. Lash is going to now hit the engage on Vindicta as well. Hops back out, but it doesn't even matter because the damage spent out anyways, and that is by Wraith as they push her back to the tower. And we said 10k difference in the early game might be a big thing. This time around, it's 25 already, and we're 5.5 minutes in.
This is quick. Even I can feel this is a very quick game. They're going to now start clear. Who we know, IC can be disciplined, as they will, I suppose, work down the lanes to ensure they clear everything they can. So I wouldn't expect him just to run away, but 44k versus 13. This might be what I thought last game was quite quick for Alex. What are we saying? An average, what is 20 minutes maybe for a round for group stages? We expect finals to be a lot more. I can feel this feels like it's going to come under.
Yeah, this feels like it might, honestly, it might just be the fastest game that we're going to see here in Proving Grounds. Once again, I don't see a way for them to be stopped. Let's just be a stomp. Let's just plow on through. There's not going to be a way for them to get more stalls down. It's 52k to 14k now. This is not even like anything I've seen in any of the ranked games where I've been stomped. This is more than just a stomping right now. This is complete annihilation. I don't think they have a single frag at this point. I'll be surprised they did. I mean, feel free to press tab there for a second.
It's tab. That's what I'm trying to.
That's what I'm trying to
figure out what it was on the observing. Thank you very much. That's why I've been pressing the button. I don't think you have a guys have a clock.
I got you, Mark.
The map keeps changing.
Yeah, that's going to be the Death Slam. And it's going to secure them another 2 frags. And there shouldn't be a way for them to get back into this. As I said, I think Warden is the only player that's got no frag so far. But at this point, Mirage might just be taken down here. But even he survives with just a sliver of HP. And even he doesn't give a frag to the opposing team. It is 56k to 19k now. A slight bump has been made in the defenses of Icy and his squad. But let's be honest, it's a very slight dent.
This is a very slight dent, should we say. We're going to take this up, get the numbers back up when I get moving out. But it does feel like a little bit more of a whitewash. 61k now, even into that mid-game section. So that mid-boss not there. Guys obviously going to try and clear as much as they can. Down to the remaining section as well. So they are fully now on the push to cause the damage. I just can't see him. I can't see a comeback here, Alex, unfortunately, to the team. Don't think they've got the game. Don't think they've warmed up. It just feels a little bit like a bloodbath at the moment.
Yeah, maybe that is going to give them an opportunity now. With Warden going in, he's had his ultimate pre-charged, but unfortunately not enough. And yeah, that's actually Monkrell being caught off guard right now. This very second, that's the second frag, and it's once again been Warden, obviously, with his ability, with his cage. That is always one that, no matter how many stalls you have, how fed you really are, if you hit it, it's kind of on the same level as a Wraith ultimate to some degree, in my opinion, right? You hit it, you have a couple of teammates around you, it's going to secure your frag, and that's exactly what happens. So Monkrell going down, as they, I want to say, have to be careful for not being caught off guard once more, but let's be honest, even with 40k difference, they can afford this to happen multiple times, and there it is. Immediately traded out, Abrams going down, as they are now approaching the shrines.
Well, they work their way towards the shrine. They're conscious about lane 3 now. Conscious about that side swipe. I'm making a bit more of an attempt on that lane 1. You can see that mini map, but I suppose to what avail really. Pressure still remains at the gates, the precipice towards the final section. And I feel like we should still be in laning at the moment. This is mental.
Yeah, it's completely mental. 6th frag now being picked up in succession for, I do believe that was Lady Geist.
Yep.
A character that we haven't really seen much in competitive play at the moment. It's a very tough champion to play. It's very 1v1 heavy, right? That ultimate essentially it's all down to winning your 1v1 duels, and you'll be able to win every single duel that you have. But anything after that, especially in team fights, it's going to be a little bit tricky. It's really going to come down to you hitting your abilities, and that's where some of the other champions are a little bit easier to play. But this time around, it works out perfectly. More frags being secured, and that's a team wipe. That's a team wipe, minute 10, and we might just have the fastest finish in Deadlock history, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely improving grounds as the patron is already exposed.
Yeah, patron's out. We're going to try and get this down quick.
You can see them brighten. You know what? We lasted 10 minutes. We're goated. Yeah. You can tell they're proud of that one. And I can understand why. These guys are dangerous.
They know now that the end is near. There goes the final section. Going to be going down. They're going to move themselves in. It's going to be fully exposed. Numbers just going down. They just cannot handle the pressure that is coming. They're trying everything. They're trying to get out. They're trying to deal or extinguish some of the flames, but the fire is in full force now at the moment. As no one will fall. Final player now for them. As I dare to swap over. Saying, I'm going to start trying to work their way out. Be interested to see what can do. I'm not a fan. That's unfortunately there is the full exposure of the patron.
Yeah, no chance. I don't see a single way in which they even get a couple of more frags, maybe with the Warden cage, but even he's been taken down. Good thing is, even after Warden gets taken down, the cage still lasts, but yeah, no chance. 3 players already being taken down. They just go for the finish this point. And Mark, we might have just seen one of the fastest games in Deadlock history. 11 minutes and 10 seconds is what it's going to be in the end as the victory is being taken by Icy. And yes, you can tell they're proud of him lasting 10 minutes, and I can understandably see why. These guys are disciplined and dangerous. They win every single duel, and at this point, we might even have to ask ourselves, how the hell did the team that we just saw, how the hell did Guns N' Roses last that long?
Yeah, was it a warm-up stage? Did Guns N' Roses do something different? I think they lane controlled a little bit better early on. We didn't see as much as a pressure pit. Obviously, there was that middle, that sort of lane 2, lane 3 fight. We saw the numbers stacked there, but Guns N' Roses were able to kind of hold off that push, and Icy unable to provide the ice. 11 minutes in, that's a big GG's though. Come on.
I mean, 11 minutes. I don't think I've finished a game that fast. I don't think I've seen this happen. No matter it being a tournament or not, I don't think I've seen an 11-minute finish. So, damn, that is going to be dangerous. Obviously, we won't go through the end of this tournament for this evening, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them at least in the semifinals, maybe even finals. I haven't checked out the rest of the squads in terms of how much experience they have in the Deadlock space that is still incredibly new, but they're going to be one of the favorites. I think we might have just seen the best team of the qualifier in the first 2 games.
That is insane. That is quick as well. They've closed it so quickly that round 2, technically, who they're going to fight yet, they've not even finished their first game. Mighty Cats and Man, I Love Frogs haven't finished yet. The Deadlock team, they have done. They got their win there in round 2, but they're just pending. They're waiting to take on Icy. If they've even seen this, maybe the Deadlock, so they can get through there, they might have an answer to try and delay Icy, but the speed of lane control was just so good. Even if you take anything away from today, even for me, it was just how they broke that team down so quickly, got the abilities up, able to apply the pressure, and it was just game over. 11 minutes, 10 seconds in, and it was done. They could have gone to get to be seen the discipline from them as well, FedEx, but we didn't even need to see discipline on that one.
No.
It just felt like an insane bloodbath.
There was no macro game involved whatsoever. And there can't be any macro game involved if you finish a game in 11 minutes, right? It's just not going to happen. It really just came down to, as you said, lane control, right? They won every single duel in existence. Warden had his first frag after maybe 7 or 8 minutes, and that was the first frag of this entire team. Incredible performance, winning all of your lanes on top of kind of roaming around and making sure you get all of the objectives in time as well. It's just, as you said, perfectly played in terms of discipline, in terms of game plan, in terms of knowing which kind of objectives you should kind of focus on at which stage of the game. And I mean, I said it before. I'm not sure if we've seen a team that is as strong as they are in the first round of qualification, especially since some of the teams, or at least I want to say half of the teams, didn't have to play round one.
Well,
so
this is the unfortunate bit for some of these teams. Format is single elimination, so 11 minutes and done. But obviously, they didn't have a round one. That was technically their round one, but unfortunately, the guys have finished. They are going to continue, obviously, forwards as they are fighting out for a prize pool. $500 is up for grabs. 300 will go for first place, and IC will be a team that will be contending that one. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Second place, though, $180. And for the best clip, well, surely the clip is just got to be the 11 minutes 10 on top of the clock, shall we say. But look, from us, we are EU based. We are going to love and leave you. Thank you very much for obviously jumping in. We are going to do a lot more Deadlock. Me and Felix have spoken quite a bit about this one. We've got the technology to be able to do high level production out here in the studio as well. And obviously, I need to get into the game more. But Felix, closing statements from you. It has been an interesting open qualifiers.
I'm going to check out the results tomorrow, and I'll be disappointed if they don't reach the finals. That's all I'm going to say. I think kudos to IC. These guys have played their hearts out in the first two matches, and even though it's been very short, it's been a very short period of fun that we obviously we're able to cast today. As you said as well, I think I'm looking forward to some of the next tournaments that Deadlock have in store for us.
Yeah. Well, look, that's it from us. As I said, thank you very much for jumping in. Obviously, you can go back and watch the VODs. We've got it on YouTube, obviously Twitch. They will be up and about. And obviously, we are on Twitter, x.com. I just refuse to say that x.com. Just doesn't sound right. We're going to try and pick up some more whenever more events will come up. We're trying to network in there. So if you know of other tournaments you are playing, just let us know. Send us a DM. We'll be keen to kind of get involved in cast and produce something out for you. But that's it from us. Thank you very much for your time. And we'll see all you guys on the next Deadlock stream. Peace.